Bears
I'm
fans.
going to crash out, dude.
The Chicago Bears podcast coming your way. Panther designer Shea Norling in the building. Shea, do we have a football team?
Maybe. I hope we have a fucking podcast.
Yeah, well, both would be nice. I'll take that.
We're shooting for one or two.
We got to see Caleb Williams and the starters yesterday. I think most Bears fans left yesterday incredibly excited. Again, versus the twos. Oh, do what you do. But it could have been worse. And if they had looked bad, we would have been freaking out. I thought Ben Johnson looked phenomenal. I think this coaching staff looks phenomenal. And there's an opportunity for Trey Hendrickson possibly to be on a team not named the Cincinnati Bengals, and I would give up whatever I could to get him.
Okay. I'm going to start right here.
Let's do it.
I'm going to give you a little tease. We'll get to this at the end of the show, I imagine. I have two numbers for you. I want you to keep these numbers in the back of your head as we do the show today. Same goes for you, the listener or viewer. Here are your numbers. 25.12.
Okay.
And 28.11. Those are your two numbers. I will tell you what they mean later.
All that and more on today's episode of the Chicago Bears podcast. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Today's episode, as always, is brought to you by the Advantage Dealer. Get your next Chevy, Toyota, or Acura and drive off in under 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. Also brought to you by the Hard Rock Casino in Northern Indiana. Las Vegas-style gaming, just 30 minutes from Soldier Field, exit 6, right off I-80-94. All right, let's start with the game. Yesterday, got an opportunity to take a look at the starters, Shea.
True.
Most of the starters, and no Joe Tooney yesterday, which was a little surprising, but I mean, we know Joe Tooney.
Totally fine.
I don't care. I think, if anything, you got an opportunity to look at Luke Newman. You see how Ben Johnson wants to use Caleb Williams. You see Caleb Williams understanding how he wants to be used, delivering the football on time. Looks like the offense is cooking. 92-yard drive, touchdown, first drive. I thought that was the end of Caleb Williams' night. How'd you feel seeing the starters for the first time under Ben Johnson?
I don't want to overreact. I don't want to do that. Because it's a quarter of preseason football. It's two drives.
It's not even a quarter yet.
And one of them didn't even result in a score.
Right.
So I don't want to be sitting here priming my pump about Caleb Williams, acting like all is right in Bear world and we're saved and we have a quarterback. I don't want to do it. But boy, do I want to do it. I mean, I got to tell you.
It looked so good, Shea. Here's what I love. Here's what I love about it. It looks like the bill of goods we were sold. And that's something we're not used to here in Chicago.
I don't care about results, is what I'll say. Preseason football, don't give a shit about results. I don't care if you win the game. I don't care if you lose the game. I care about the process looking good. There were no procedural penalties.
One, there was a false start from Drew Dahlman.
There were no delay of games. There was no misunderstanding on
Nope.
Caleb Williams and the procedural stuff I can accept. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The process of the play designs was fantastic.
And that's the
specifically
vanilla stuff.
when Caleb was on the field.
Yeah.
Everything was quick. Everything was snap decision. Everything was like a perfect example. The opening play, the rollout.
Yep.
You know where that ball is going. That's going to Colston Loveland. It's a designed play. We're going to have Caleb on a bootleg, and the ball goes to Colston Loveland. A couple plays later, I think it was the third down, Cole Kmet, big catch over the middle of the field, big time throw. That play design made just the one linebacker that was on Kmet's route the single conflict defender. And we're going to run a route underneath Kmet's fly up the middle, and we're going to run Kmet up the middle. That linebacker's got to pick. Is he going to come down and cover the route we're running underneath, the little hitch, or is he going to go back and take Kmet, or will he pass him off to a safety? If he passes him off to a safety, there's a window where you can hit him if he comes down. What happens? Comes down, Caleb, instant rip.
Yep.
Two things. One, I never saw plays like that a year ago because Getsy just opened the whole thing and was like, Caleb, you got to be a true quarterback. You got to read and go through all your progressions. It's a pure progression offense. Never saw quick stuff that's like, here's one read you got to make, and then you rip the ball. 2, Justin Fields never makes that throw. He would have never trusted it even being open. So, and this is not me to shit on Justin Fields.
Like it. I don't even know how we had to go there.
No,
you could have said Mitch. Mitch also didn't make that throw.
100%. You didn't have NFL quarterbacks in the past.
Yeah.
Making that throw at all, I get it's preseason, and I get it's the Bills' second defense, but the ability to see it and rip it, that's an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
That made me feel good yesterday.
I agree with you on just about everything there. I mean, like, when you look at how Caleb Williams was going through his progression, I think the part that I look at with, preseason is what are the things that you can take away that the defense that's out there doesn't matter, right? Maybe you've got the number one defense out there and they've got tighter coverage on Colston Loveland. They've got tighter coverage on Cole Kmet. They understand a little bit quicker. It's a good defense up there in Buffalo, and so it probably would look different. But is him going through the process the same? Is him going through, okay, hey, I've got X, Y, and Z amount of time. He's not holding the football 5-6 seconds, where versus the number one defense, they would be on you in that situation. He is getting rid of the ball quickly. He is processing quickly, and he's doing everything that we've talked about in practice where the up and down days that have happened, when you've seen the ups, it's the same thing. The consistency in processing, the consistency in reading the defense, and knowing. We saw Caleb Williams go out there and kill a play, make a check, and he made the right play. We saw him on the Roma Dunze play that he talked about. He checks he flips the protection on that play. The third down that Rome probably should have still caught.
Absolutely.
But he said everyone else did their job the right way on that play except me. I have to get Rome a better ball. But he saw what the defense was doing. He changes the play at the line. He sees the open receiver. I'll take Caleb at his word. I still think Rome needs to catch that. But
I agree.
You put the ball in the hands of a guy to give him an opportunity to make a play off of what you read. That's different than what we saw from Caleb Williams a year ago.
Yeah, I saw a different player last night, and I didn't expect to because the reports out of camp were this is just up and down, and Caleb struggling. And last night, it didn't look like any of that was true. And maybe there's an aspect of Ben Johnson saying practice harder than you play so that the games are easier. Yeah. Maybe there's a part that like this defense could be really good and having to rep against it all the time. But we've heard that. We've heard that last year. We heard that when Mitch was the quarterback. We've heard for a long time repping against the Bears defense is tough.
Iron sharpens iron.
And then you find out, oh no, both sides of the ball just stink.
Yeah.
They just stink. But this offseason continues to be one where everything they do makes sense. The things I see on the field make sense. And last night, I don't want to overreact to one drive. But it made sense.
Yes.
The whole drive made sense.
Yes.
I mean, the play, I never saw Luke Getsy or Shane Waldron coming up with this, and it's a simple switch release, but they never ran bunch.
Yeah.
You come out in a third down bunch formation and you free the Book of Zacchaeus on a little simple switch release where he gets wide open up the middle. They never ran those sets. Yeah. There weren't condensed sets. It's why I'm low on the Lions, because what do you read out of camp this week from Ben Solak on ESPN? There's going to be less pre-snap motion, there's going to be fewer condensed sets, and there's going to be less play action. What'd you see last night from the Bears? Condensed sets, play action, pre-snap motion. I've waited. God damn it.
Are we? Wait a minute. What are we doing?
I don't have Kool-Aid, so this Yingling is going to be the substitute for Bears Kool-Aid today.
Wait a minute. Are we?
I've waited. I said when the time came,
here we go.
I would drink the Bears Kool-Aid. So here you go.
Did you get it all
so
down?
So much foam.
Did you
so
get
much
it all
foam.
down there?
I didn't expect it to spray on me. But that's the Kool-Aid.
Did
I'm
you
in.
just knock down the Bears Kool-Aid?
I'm in.
You just shotgunned it?
I tried, and this was terrible. I mean, this can's terrible.
Shout out to Yingling, sponsors of the station. Proud sponsors of the station. There we go, Shea. Yeah.
Sorry about your green screen, Eric.
It's going to have a fit. Oh.
I don't know what to tell you.
It smells like so much beer. It smells like a great time back here.
I didn't want to overreact,
listen,
but I overreacted.
It's okay, though. And this is why I say it, because when we've been sold this in the past, it's been everyone is going to overperform. Matt Eberflus is going to shock us all.
Can we get some napkins?
Can we get you a little sticky? Are you a little sticky, bud?
There's beer everywhere. That was a stupid idea. Thank you.
Oh, there's some right here.
Never mind. We're good.
We're good.
All right, go ahead.
Listen, that's
you were making a salient point.
That's what the Bears do. They get you excited. They get you tingly. Shit.
I know. I can't wait to revisit this when they're 5-11.
No, listen. Honestly, like we've been sold a bill of goods on so many of these coaches that they're going to overperform or they're going to make something magical happen and just figure it out. And you're trying to recreate what you got with Lovie Smith, and it never happens. It didn't happen with Matt Eberflus. It didn't happen with Matt Nagy. In fact, Matt Nagy maybe he did overperform, but then he came crashing back down to earth. With Ben Johnson, you were sold exactly what he was going to be.
Yep.
And every single day,
he proves it.
He has walked out there and checked off another box. And I think that's the thing right now that has you confident, not just in Caleb Williams, but in his team. I talked about it when I filled in for you and Tyler on Saturday. The reason you go get Ben Johnson is because you got issues with your left tackle. The reason you go get Ben Johnson is because you don't know if you have somebody opposite of Montez Sweat. We act like none of these great coaches that are out here have issues or have problems on the. Andy Reid hasn't had a tackle in 5 years. And he's been to the Super Bowl just about every one of them. Great coaches have to overcome tough issues, and I truly believe Ben Johnson is one of those coaches that says that's an issue. He told us. He said left tackle right now. We don't know who's going to win the job. But somebody's got to play on Monday night.
Well,
and we're going to get through it.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I think they're going to win the NFC North. I think they're the best
I think
shot.
you just did with the
No,
the
it's
beer,
not. I'll tell you, I think they're going to the playoffs. And a part of that is because I expect it and I demand it and I have all offseason. This isn't a rebuild. You didn't hire some cheap-ass maybe coach. You went and spent $13 million on the most expensive guy.
Yeah.
You went and bought the best play caller in the league. You went and paid for a real offensive line. Like, this isn't a season where you get to tell me we're still building pieces and we're a couple years away. No, it's now. And everything I've seen from them has kind of shown me they believe that.
Yeah.
And they're ready for it. And I don't really want to believe it because I don't want to look like this sad clown at the end of the year for having been the guy that's like, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's a demand from me. It's an expectation and it's a demand more than anything. I think they're going to make the playoffs by hook or by crook. They might not win the North because I think Minnesota's fabulous. And if the quarterback that they have is even pedestrian, they should have no trouble.
The reports are very interesting out of Minnesota.
Yeah, it's not sounding like he's too great.
You want to talk about from up and down? Like, I know Colin Cowherd was talking about, is Ben Johnson out here protecting Caleb Williams? By the way, suck it, Colin. Is he hiding Caleb Williams because the project's not ready? No, it's preseason. He doesn't care about it. And he's showing it with every quarterback he has. There may be some hiding of J.J. McCarthy going on right now. Like, there's a lot of like.
Again, I know I'm having fun with it, and I am to an extent drinking the Bears Kool-Aid, but it's just I'm not going to overreact to what's going on in the preseason. I think it's silly. I think you make yourself look silly when you do it. When you are the Colin Cowherd saying that they're hiding Caleb Williams, or when you're bleeping on Caleb. And then you look like a clown immediately because he has a great drive in the preseason. But you also run the risk then of buying into that great drive. Now, I think there's evidence to support that this is real.
Yeah.
It's an offense we've seen Ben Johnson run. He looked good under center. The procedural stuff was not there. So you didn't have a lot of issues. And he was making quick timing decisions. It's a timing-based offense. Yeah. This is exactly what I expect to see in the regular season. So I think there's evidence if you want to say there's stuff there that looks right and that looks good, and that was their walkthrough and they'll grow from it. No problem. But you do run the risk of, boy, remember that incredible drive in the preseason, and then we found out the team was ass? Like last year when they went undefeated in the preseason, and they had this insane point differential that only Super Bowl teams had ever had.
Yeah.
And then they come out and they win 5 games. So I always caution the preseason reaction. But the stuff I think is real yesterday is what the offense looked like.
Yeah.
The process of it. The play calls. The designs. Caleb getting the ball out quickly. That stuff's all real.
Yeah.
That's the new head coach. That's what he did in Detroit. That's how he saved Jared Goff. I think that's how he's going to, quote unquote, save Caleb Williams. I also think the other problem, Jesus, these goddamn napkins. I also think the other problem is when people talk about Caleb, and I think I've been guilty of this, or at least the sycophants in the YouTube comments will think I've been guilty of this. They act like he was some abomination a year ago.
It blows my mind.
People talk about Caleb as if he were the worst quarterback in football as a rookie. And that's not the case.
They talk about Caleb like he was Bryce Young the year before, who wasn't talked about that bad.
I would say, like, the way you have to frame it is Caleb had problems in his rookie year. He did. He took too many sacks.
100%.
He really struggled to understand what was happening in front of him on the defensive side. He really struggled getting through a pure progression offense, making reads, and making good decisions. Like, he had problems. I would also offer that 9 out of 10 years, Caleb Williams' rookie year wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. He had over 20 touchdowns. He had under 10 interceptions. He had 3,500 yards. That line is an Offensive Rookie of the Year in any year except the once-in-a-generation quarterback class.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Caleb does kind of have pressure on him because he was the number 1 pick. He was the generational talent. And he had the misfortune of being in this class where Jaden Daniels exists and Drake May exists and Bo Nix did his thing. And we don't know about Michael Penix yet, and we don't know about J.J. McCarthy yet, but boy, it feels really good for both of them, specifically because of the situations they're in. Yeah, Caleb has to be good, and there is more pressure. But that doesn't mean you can turn what was an incredible year for 99% of rookie quarterbacks into garbage.
Yeah.
Because he had the misfortune of playing where 2 of the all-time rookie quarterback seasons took place.
And what I continue to say is the big thing they say is, well, the numbers are garbage time numbers. They're garbage time stats. And it's like, yeah, but these are in games where, right, all the Washington numbers are garbage time stats because what? Because Tyreek Stevenson tipped a football?
Well, it's the problem I have with that is it's not garbage time if you're leading comebacks.
Here's the problem I have with it. We can't call everything garbage time that doesn't end in wins.
I agree.
Because if we're doing that, every NFL quarterback that loses every game they lose every year is garbage time stats.
That's exactly my point. Like, the Minnesota game was freaky, right?
Right.
That was a total fluke, and there's an element of garbage time took place and it required an onside kick for you to actually have the chance.
Yeah.
Fine, we can do whatever we want to do with that. But like the Commander game, you were in it the whole way, and he led the game-winning drive. It's not his fault that the Hail Mary defense imploded. That's not garbage time.
It's not his fault that
Eberflus couldn't call a timeout in Detroit.
That Shane Waldron wanted to give it to the Duggernaut on one of the most important carries of the season.
But like Thanksgiving, Eberflus doesn't call a timeout.
Yeah.
Caleb's leading a comeback.
Yeah.
That's not garbage time. Yeah. You're in that game, and the coach cost you an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I get that, like, this happened in the second half of game, but you can't just go, well, he was terrible because look at only his first half number. No, you have to look at the body of work.
Yeah.
And if you want to say he took too many sacks and you want to say he struggled to process and make good decisions, that's fine. I won't fight you because I agree with you. But it's when you start saying shit like, well, he's Sam Bowie. No, stop it. Sam Bowie was terrible. Caleb, 9 out of 10 years, wins Rookie of the Year with the stat line that he put up.
Yeah.
He had issues, but he was also pretty good. So there's got to be a middle ground. And now he's got this head coach who I believe in, who I wanted, who I trust, and who showed me they're going to structure an offense that'll make life easier for Caleb, which is all I asked. I said a lot last year, and I took bullets for it, that Washington made Jaden Daniels' life easy.
100%.
They kept him as a single read guy. They made the decisions, snap decisions. I never once blamed them for it. If you actually listen to what I was saying, it was smart on their part to do it. And Jaden is a fabulous player. He's better than I ever imagined because, frankly, I didn't love him at LSU. He's incredible.
Yeah.
A part of that is because they made his life easy and they developed him and they brought him along and they allowed things to be simple. Ben Johnson's going to do that for Caleb the way he did it for Goff, and you will be a better player because of it. I'm not saying he's bad, so he's a single read guy and it's all. No, you will make him a better player because you will make his life easier.
It is weird that we've gotten to an era where having a quarterback-friendly system means that my quarterback's too dumb to run a difficult system. It's like it's not what anyone is saying. Your system should be friendly to your quarterback.
Your system.
You want your quarterback to understand the system and go, hey, if I throw this football here, people catch it. That's so friendly.
Take it out of football. If you're running a business and you have this equipment that would make your worker's life more efficient,
Yeah.
would you not use it because then you think the workers are dumb?
Or that it's going to make their lives too easy so they're not working hard enough?
Like, no, you just do it. Here's something that'll make your life easier.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do it. Like, that's it. That's the whole point. So, yeah, I don't know. I shotgunned a beer because I've been waiting for a moment where I could really drink the Kool-Aid on this, and I feel like I'm seeing too much good. I think Sylvie said it about Carmen. I don't want to misquote anybody, but it was, if this whole thing doesn't work, I'm going to go sell curtains or whatever it is. I'm going to go sell fabric.
Last night.
And that's where I'm at.
Yeah, last night felt like the night of you get to see it all come together, and it actually, like you said, it makes sense. It doesn't seem like you got lucky in this. It seems like you actually called this play. The play was run the right way, and you were better than they were.
Yep.
It's not, a tip pass went our way or something like that. We got to give credit to the other side of the ball, too. Of course, we've been very Caleb-focused here. Defensively, I don't care if it's the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, the 6. You skunk a team. That's pretty impressive in preseason. They did not allow the Buffalo Bills to pass the football. The Bears defense did not allow the Buffalo Bills to run the football much yesterday at all. The time of possession, did you see the time of possession yesterday, Shea?
Go ahead, tell me. Fill me in.
39 minutes to 20.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's how you win games.
Some seconds in there to make it a full,
That's how you win games.
I was incredibly impressed with what the defense looked like. Dennis Allen has these boys. I've not said, last night was dominant. But I'm not saying that they're going to be a top 5 defense in the NFL just yet. I think there's still some things you got to see. You got some injury issues that may play.
Sure.
But they look ready to start the season. They look like they're ready for the Minnesota Vikings on Monday night. And, again, things that we couldn't say on the previous regime. When we got to the season, it was like, we're going to see. It doesn't seem like these guys can really stop the run here in preseason, but maybe it'll magically happen in the regular season. And then it didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying not to take really anything away from them defensively because when you think you're getting Josh Allen, then you get backups. Like, it just.
Yeah.
All right, what are you going to do? The Bills, again, I'm not worried about result. I'm worried about process. And that's why I feel more comfortable saying what I saw from the offense was real because the process was real.
Yeah.
I can't say the same defensively because I think, yeah, anytime you skunk a team, you get your flowers. Good job. The Bills weren't interested in playing football yesterday. Like, you know what I mean? There's an element, too, of you caught a team that didn't really care. That they're ones they're comfortable with, their quarterback they're comfortable with. They didn't need to get these reps. It's all good.
They didn't put anybody out there. Like, it was when it started, I was like, I don't know half of these guys on the defense. Who are we looking at here? No,
I believe the Bears defense will be good because they have Dennis Allen. I've been in that boat all offseason. I think there's ways they could make it better, which we might talk about here. That's it.
Let's transition into it, dog, because I think that yesterday was great. Felt good about the pass rush, all of that. We don't know what's real and what's not. I think you can say that for the offensive line. I think you can say that for the defensive line. Because last year with the O-line, remember, we were like, oh, these guys actually look like they can block, and then the season happened. For me right now with the defensive line, I like what I'm seeing, but I feel like there's an opportunity to love what we're seeing. Did you see the Trey Hendrickson news this weekend? Of course you saw the Trey Hendrickson news this weekend.
He's officially available.
He's officially available. I don't know what the Bengals are planning on doing here.
Well,
but are you in the market?
Diana Rossini, first it was Jordan Schultz made the report, and then Diana Rossini kind of aggregated it, saying that the Bengals are looking for an impact player, preferably on the defensive side of the ball, plus draft capital. I offered you a couple numbers. Mm-hmm. Have you remembered the numbers or kept them in your head?
25, 28.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Do you have a guess what those two numbers are?
Sacks per season.
No.
Okay.
No, they're both age.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
25.12 and 28.11 are the numbers. 25.12 is the average age of the top 10 graded cornerbacks on PFF last season. There were only 2 players who were older than age 25.3, only 3 who were north of 25. The vast majority of the top 10 corners were between age 22 and 24. The 2 that were north of age 25 were Jalen Ramsey and Buddy and Marlon Humphrey in Baltimore.
In Baltimore, yep.
Those were the 2.
Okay.
28.11 is the average age of the top 10 edge defenders, according to PFF. Last season, there were 3 who were north of 30. I bring this up because Trey Hendrickson, it's used as some sort of death knell against him that he's turning 31. Well, one of the top 10, in fact, the 5th overall graded edge rusher by PFF last season was 34 and a half years old. 31 does not spell the end. However, 28, 29 can spell the end for corners. And you have one who's going to hold out, in all likelihood, to be the highest paid corner in football next offseason. I would trade Jaylon Johnson for Trey Hendrickson today. I would just do it. I am prepared for the YouTube hate. Mm-hmm. I am prepared for the hate from Bear fan.
Right.
I am prepared to be called stupid, idiot, whatever, because why would you trade an all-pro corner at age 27? Well, because he's going to hold out. He told Rich Eisen as much. He's going to want $28 million a year. I don't want to be the team paying him that. And if I can get Trey Hendrickson right now, guess what happens with Dio's money next year? Poof! It's like nothing. What happens with Montez Sweat's money next year? Guess what? Poof! It goes. It's like nothing. All the cap stuff everybody worries about. The 2 guys that you are sinking money into on the edge on this roster, their money doesn't exist next year. And if I have Trey Hendrickson, I don't have to worry about replacing them. Jaylon Johnson, I don't need to be the team being held over a barrel to pay him like Jair Alexander did a few years ago, because what did Green Bay do with Jair Alexander? Get out. I think the shelf life on corners is so much smaller than the shelf life on edge rushers. You have an asset. Yeah. I would use it to get Trey Hendrickson. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I would do it.
Here's my only pushback on it. Now, again, I was the one who said I would trade Jaylon Johnson for Myles Garrett immediately. Like, I give whatever you have to give outside of, I guess, Caleb Williams.
And obviously that's true.
To trade,
for me as well.
Whatever, right? The Bengals have created a situation where you don't get to dictate terms. You're screwed. No one's going to offer you a young player.
Yeah, they're not going to get a first-round pick.
You're not going to get a first-round pick. I don't believe you're going to get a young defensive player back. I think most teams are going to look at it and say, I got a second and a fourth for you. Do you want it or not? You don't get to dictate policy because you screwed this up.
In the event that you're right, sure, I would love to do that. But I'm saying if there comes to be in a bidding war and you have to attach Jaylon Johnson to draft capital, I'd do it.
Agreed. Listen, if I can get Trey Hendrickson and it costs me a corner, I'm fine, because my belief is that great defensive lines create great corners.
Yep.
Kyler Gordon was a good cornerback before Khalil Mack got here. He was a Pro Bowl level cornerback after Khalil Mack got here. Like, when you have good pressure up front, right? What does Tyreek Stevens become? What does Nashawn Wright become? And two guys who more fit Dennis Allen's system than Jaylon Johnson, even though having guys on an island, I want Jaylon Johnson on this team. But to me, that truly is, if everyone else is bidding and it is getting into the crazy area, it's like, okay, I'll give you a player that no one else can match. Sure, I'm willing to go that far. But I don't think anybody's going to go that high. The Bengals have fumbled this situation so bad, they may end up with a third for Trey Hendrickson because everyone's going to look at you and be like, what are you going to do? Go into the season, have to pay him his money anyway, and be screwed this year, and he's going to be a free agent next year, and I can just sign him? I will give you a third and a fifth, and you're going to smile when we walk out of this room.
Yep.
Like, they are in a gun-to-their-head situation right now, and you waited so long to do this. Had you have done this to me, had you have done this before we get to preseason, before we get to training camp, I think teams might have been a little more gung-ho, a little more willing to acquiesce to your beliefs or whatever you want. Where we're at now we know you're screwed. Now we know you have no options. Your back's against the wall, and you're throwing a last-second Hail Mary and just hoping Tyreek Stevenson comes in and tips it.
It's fair.
Like, I don't think Jaylon Johnson will have to be in the equation. And if I can get Trey Hendrickson, I get the money aspect of it. I continue to say this, Shea. Ryan Poles has a lot of faults for me, right? There's a lot of things that I look at and I'm like, that's a fault. That's a fault. That's a problem. We got to fix that. Maybe Ben Johnson and the new coaching staff help with that. The one thing I'll never say is a fault for him, he knows how to work the cap.
Oh, yeah.
He's a savant.
And again, I've said a part of that is you sign one-year guys because your team blows, and it lets you not have future money weigh you down. But the stuff where I'm like, you really can just erase Dio from the roster next year, and you save money. You can erase Montez Sweat from the roster next year, and you save money. That's where people look at this like Trey Hendrickson thing, and it's, well, you get better win right now, or you're never going to have a chance. No, actually, if I bring him in and I pay him, and we'll just say we'll live in a world for a minute where we'll go 3 years, $100 million, and say $75 million. What do you want to do with the third year? I can snap Montez, like Thanos, Montez Sweat's off the roster.
Yeah.
And draft an edge. And now all of a sudden I've got Trey Hendrickson and whatever edge I drafted in the first round as my future. Okay.
Yeah.
Like it's what I wanted to do a couple years ago when you signed Montez Sweat in the first place. And I asked for the team to draft Jared Verse and they kindly flipped me the bird. Then you would have had Verse,
Trey Hendrickson.
But no.
You would have Montez at that point.
You would have Verse and Montez Sweat,
Yeah.
and at the exact time that Montez Sweat's money comes off the books, you give it to Jared Verse, and then you do it again, and you have another edge. Like, you can now make that happen with Trey Hendrickson. The other thing I'd do, I'd trade Montez Sweat for Trey Hendrickson. I get that the whole point is to have the two of them together.
Yeah, but I said the same thing with Michael Parsons. Because I said the goal at every position is to upgrade. And
Trey Hendrickson's an upgrade.
Trey Hendrickson is an upgrade over Montez Sweat, 100%. I think you're in different worlds with that, where to me, I can't see the Bengals. The Bengals are going to get bent over the barrel on whatever this deal is.
Look,
like, if to lose one of the best, what was he, second best pass rusher in football last year?
If every team in the NFL just decides that they're going to get to a position where it's like, we're not going to give you assets for Trey Hendrickson unless we also get to like nail your wife, then none of this is going to happen.
Yes.
Then whatever. Then who knows what the trade will end up looking like if it even happens. But living in the world today, where the reporting today is that the Bengals want draft capital and an impact player, I'm telling you, there are two players who are expensive on this roster. I'd be comfortable moving both of them. Not together, obviously.
One or the other.
I'd be comfortable moving them for Trey Hendrickson.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like this is the first sign of – because what did we say all offseason? They're going to get it done. They're going to get it done. They're just at 2 odds. They're going to get it done. Doesn't seem like they're going to get it done. I'm looking at Trey in one way and saying he's available. I'd love to go get him. I'm still eyeballing Micah Parsons out of my left eye, though, and going – yeah, all these they're going to get it done seem like they're not really going to get it done.
No, I think Micah gets done in Dallas. I think the Hendrickson thing too is like this has gone on for so long, and it's a franchise.
This has been, 2 years at this point now?
Yeah, it's a franchise that's pretty historically bad at this. Like Dallas historically does exactly what they're doing now, and then pays the player.
Yeah.
So I have to imagine it actually gets done. This Cincy thing, I said all offseason, once I get the report that he's available, it's full go.
Yeah.
I know I'm snapping my fingers a lot. I can't figure that one out either.
I am very impressed at how well you snap. I don't snap that well. Mine is a much more docile, very quiet.
But yeah, it's now that I have a report that he's available, it's all systems go, and I buy it completely. That he, like, I'll say 50-50 at this point that he gets traded. It's feeling less and less like he's going to be a Bengal. I'll tell you that.
Oh, 100%. I think that this is a trade waiting to happen here. I also think you got to keep an eye on the teams that are looking. I saw reports Colts, saw Patriots. I doubt a in-division trade. I think the Browns were on that list as well. I saw Packers. Like I think that you might have to play some chess here too, Shea.
Lions,
If you know the Lions, the Packers, or Minnesota, whoever it is like, yeah, we'll put that piece there. Sometimes you got to make a GM move to block because you don't want Trey Hendrickson and whoever else chasing Caleb Williams around.
Yeah, you don't want to see
the next 3 years.
You don't want to see Kenny Clark and Trey Hendrickson. You don't want to see Aiden Hutchinson and Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
You don't want to see Aiden Hutchinson and Trey Hendrickson. You don't. You don't.
That would be terrifying.
You do
you
not.
don't even have to be a good defensive coordinator to make that one work.
And frankly, it's the one move. Like, I'm as low as anyone on the Lions. I think their offense, it sounds like there's real issues. John Morton, does a scheme exist?
Yeah.
Or is it just go run routes, boys?
Yeah.
Have a good time? Defensively, we know they've had problems. If they added Trey Hendrickson, I would move them right back to very firmly being the favorite in the division.
Yeah, especially with a guy like Dan Campbell.
I think that would be the thing they could overcome some of the offensive issues.
Yeah.
Especially early.
We'll see, man. I'm all in on Trey. If Trey's available, let's go get him. Figure out the money when the money comes. That's a Ryan Poles problem, and he's pretty good at it. For Shea Norling, who is drinking, ladies and gentlemen, the Kool-Aid. The Bears Yingling Lager Kool-Aid.
Sorry for the smell, everybody.
It smells phenomenal to me. It smells like a great Monday morning. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down, one love. I think we got a quarterback. Peace.